live on Facebook and YouTube.
Thank you, Eva. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Commissioners meeting for Monday, March 9th, 2026. Please join us as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Leggett,
Here.
Commissioner Workner,
Here.
Commissioner Madransky.
Here. Please have the certification by the clerk.
I, April D. Maley, Assistant Clerk 1, certify that the entire recording of the proceedings at the prior meetings are captured completely and accurately in the electronic record and are available at the office.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve the summary and recording of minutes from the prior meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
No.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Entertain a motion to approve the travel request.
So moved.
And I'll second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. And a motion to approve the appropriation.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? None. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Bills today total $96,007.98. And a motion to approve the bills.
Approve. And I'll second.
Is there any discussion on the bills? Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, motion carried. We do have a couple bills without prior authorization for approval.
Move to pay those.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. I'd like to advise that Merle Long, Carroll County Dog Warden, filed his report for the week of March 1st to March 7th, 2026, showing 4 dogs impounded, 0 adopted out, 2 redeemed, 0 euthanized, 2 citations for no license, 1 citation for running at large. I'd like to advise the Office of Prosecuting Attorney filed his report for February 2026 for the Carroll County Child Support Enforcement Agency. The total of 997 open active cases. Copy of the report is on file in Commissioner's office. And furthermore, I'd like to advise that in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code, ORC 319.15, the auditor has provided a monthly financial statement for the month of January 2026. The copy is on file in the Commissioner's office. Continuing the trend, I'd like to advise that Sonia Turbovich, Carroll County Transit Director, filed her report for the month of February 2026, showing 33,091 service miles driven, 1,609 total passenger trips, and 17 declined rides. This is a 12.6% increase in total passenger trips over the previous month. Copy of the report is on file in the Commissioner's office. I'd like to advise that Sonia Turbovich, Transit Director, advised the board that a part-time dispatcher and a part-time driver she was hiring both took jobs elsewhere, and she will need to re-advertise for these positions again until they are filled. Therefore, a motion to authorize Sonia Turbovich, Carroll County Transit Director, to advertise for a part-time driver and a part-time dispatcher until positions are filled.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
No.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Motion to approve the special hauling permit to Roy Troyer for hauling over Briar Road, County Road 40 in Rose Township. $50,000 bond has been provided as required by Brian J. Wise, Carroll County Engineer.
Move to approve the permit.
Second.
Any discussion on the permit?
No.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. At this time, we're going to move on to some appointments here. First, we have Dustin Lucas, EMA Deputy Director for LEPC appointments and Severe Weather Week. Dustin, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, gentlemen. Director Cottis apologizes. He does have a 9 o'clock meeting with the state. He did want me to talk about the storm that came through over the weekend. Some things that he wanted me to touch on. Tornadic activity, no rotation with this storm. We did have a tornado watch. It was sent out, but we did not have any activity or rotation. National Weather Service has confirmed that it was a shear wind that came through the Carrollton area. It was 58 to 62 miles an hour on that shear wind. The hardest hit part for the shear wind was Carrollton, obviously from the square going out of town and down in the Queensboro area. Airport, we had almost a half inch of rain that came through with that storm. And special thanks goes out to Carrollton Street Department, especially the street department, PD, FD, Sheriff's Office, AEP, and our dispatch did an amazing job. They were inundated. Every time a tree fell down or a power line went down, they were getting probably 5 to 10 calls on that single event. Handled it very well. But the street department was out in full force and they did a great job getting those streets opened, getting also traffic diverted around. So great job to all of them. Is there any questions on the storm? All right, move on to, we're talking about severe weather. Ohio has Severe Weather Awareness Week. That is March 15th through the 21st. With that, the statewide tornado drill will be on Wednesday, March 18th at 9:50 a.m. The tornado sirens that are controlled by dispatch will be set off. So if you do have a tornado siren in your area and it goes off, just know that it is a test. If there is severe weather that day, we're going to cancel that, do the test at a later time so there's no confusion as far as actual alerts. In years past, we have done the courthouse tornado drill. This year, since Carrollton schools are now all on one campus, we're going to go out there and observe their tornado drill, especially on the elementary side. So we're going to be out there for their tornado drill. So just like this last weekend, if you haven't signed up for the WINS alert, it's very simple to do. And you can get all the weather alerts throughout the county. It's very easy to do. You just text the word Carroll to 69310, or you can also download the app, the Carroll County app. So for Weather Awareness Week, if you follow our Facebook page, we're going to be giving out tips, advice, information throughout the week for that. Lastly, come today for you gentlemen for approval of some of our LEPC appointments. At our last meeting, we elected our officers. Chairperson is going to be Commissioner Robert Workner. Our vice chair is our auditor, Stacy Brady. Emergency coordinator will be EMA Director Tom Cottis. And our secretary and information coordinator will be myself. I'll need approval on that from the board. Also need approval for our new appointments. We have 2 that are going to be replacing 2 that were approved prior because of retirement. Then we have 1 addition. So Lane Hartong, he's with the Highway Department. Ann Rapin is the emergency coordinator for the Red Cross. They will be filling in to those new positions. And our new addition is Matt Kelleher. He is with Altman Hospital and he's their emergency management special ops guy. So we're going to bring him on board and we think he'd be a great fit for that as well. And that's all I have.
So you need a motion to, for those appointments. And one thing I think that we should probably point out, the hospital representative is required even though we do not have a hospital within our boundaries. And hence the appointment for individual from Altman.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, are you making that motion?
And that is in the form of a motion that we approve those appointments.
There's a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Anything else, Dustin?
That's all I have.
Can you email me the list of names so I spell the names right on the?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Valerie Gardner, the Board of Elections Chairperson, Dolores King, Board of Elections Director, Sherry Whipke, Board of Elections Deputy Director, and Fiona Rominski, Board of Elections Regional Liaison. Ladies, you have the floor.
Hey, good morning. Thank you again. We'll try to be brief, but we did want to make sure that we touch base with you guys that the importance and integrity of this upcoming election and subsequent elections, of course, it's one of our greatest concerns. In the new annex building, I get there's some confusion as to how those lines, as internet lines are going to be dropped. In regards to that, it's a one-way highway from the state into our server rooms, and that needs to be as secure as possible in our minds. And any disruption within that is something that we want to stay ahead of. I think everybody knows that we've had good elections these several years, and we try and keep it that way. And anything that would disrupt that is on the forefront of our minds. So calling upon and the level of integrity and ethics that is in this county, we want to uphold that and impressing upon you folks that to do what we can and what we have to do on our side to make sure that that internet line coming into our office is as secure as possible. I know that our directors can speak more to the specifics of which vendors, which the actually location of those, but I wanted to make sure that I came and at least talked to you commissioners in our grave concerns of what we got going on there. So,
Grave concerns.
yes.
And
In regards to cybersecurity, I mean, I think we all want to stay not just one step ahead, but 2 steps ahead of what might be coming.
Yeah, there's been a little disconnect. Steve has come down 4 different times to try to start to get our offices ready, and he has had difficulty connecting. And part of it was that we did not realize that the fiber line was being converted to a copper line before it came into our office. He did finally get that figured out, but this is something the Secretary of State prefers that we have our own. It just makes it cleaner for everyone. We will try to make sure it follows the AT&T line so that there's no extra holes drilled and it looks presentable. And we do need to prioritize that our office. And doing that means we need to be able to contact Spectrum or whoever ourselves so that if there's an issue, we are prioritized and we are the ones that get fixed first. And it is part of the security directive that they do prefer, if it's possible, that we have our own.
I guess what we're saying is that's what's gonna happen. We're just bringing our own line in, so it goes directly into the server room, no bypasses, whatever.
It's what we have now.
Yeah, so that's all we would come
And
to
it-
say.
Yeah, we just want to continue that continuity in the new office.
okay, so if I understand correctly, you've elected to bring your own service into the building.
Yes.
What do we do now
We have our own now.
here?
We
Is,
had a line brought in ourselves,
and it's a Spectrum line
and
also.
it's a Spectrum one. And we pay for it ourselves. It is already in our budget.
I guess I'm confused with what's being proposed that we,
We're just letting you know that this
Informing you
is
that-
what we would plan to do.
So in other words, a Spectrum line that's ran in her now
You can use for someone else.
be abandoned.
You could use it for another office. Because you have other offices coming in that may need, I'm sure they're gonna need these lines.
so we've provided a Spectrum internet line for you, but our line's not good enough for you? Is that what you're saying?
Kind of, yeah.
Well,
We've
we
had
thought it
some,
was gonna be directly into our. new
we've had some
spots.
difficulties. And the other thing is that I guess we didn't realize that it's going to be connected into the server room upstairs. And that means we have to have a camera on it and we have to have access to it. And if something happens to that line, then we have no way to talk to Spectrum or our IT to get it taken care of.
So if you guys want to take and bring your own line into the building,
Mhm.
and it's at your cost,
Yes,
I guess the only thing that I would say is we need to coordinate with our
yes.
building maintenance, make sure we're not drilling holes where we don't want them drilled.
That's why we're gonna ask them to come through where the AT&T circuit is coming through. The hole is already there. That is a state required line. That is a separate line. the AT&T line. It is from our office directly to the Secretary of State's office. Then we would bring in an internet line for the office itself.
And then you're going to cover the reoccurring costs for that particular line?
Yes, we are, like I said, we're already doing that now.
Does that meet? Does that keep the rest of the building safe then on your end?
It does, but we purchased 5 additional public IPs that will have to get figured out. So that recurring cost will have to get terminated.
That was,
So what you're saying is we don't need that cost
No.
any longer.
Right.
But you'll use it when the other offices come in later, so.
No, not those. There's still 5 already, so we only
Right.
use 2. There's only one as of right now.
Mhm.
Don, you have anything?
So the AT line, it's gonna follow the same routing as
Yes,
Spectrum.
we're going to ask them to do that. And we're pretty sure it shouldn't be an issue.
Is it already installed?
No, that is through the state, the Secretary of State's office, and there's Frontier has to do the last mile. And there's been some issues with Frontier that through the Secretary of State's office, they had the wrong address and then they got the address straightened out. And then Frontier didn't mention that they don't install a 5M line, which I'm not sure what that is. They only do a 10M line, so they had to start the whole process over again.
Do you know if this line will be buried to the building?
Yeah, it'll be buried front to that pole that sits on the end of our driveway on the hillside.
Mhm.
It'll be buried to that pole, then it goes across to the building and then down across the building into that hole that's above that door. And then it goes straight back to our server room. And we're gonna have the Spectrum line follow, hopefully that same.
So there won't be no aerial lines anywhere, it'll be all buried.
If the aerial line is only gonna be along the bank where nobody drives.
Okay.
All right, so we need some coordination.
Right.
That Frontier final mile.
Right. Well, we're still waiting on them to get their act together.
Yeah, well, so the PSAP is scheduled to move over to the annex building also.
Mhm.
And we'll need a Frontier presence there.
Yeah, you'll have to talk to whoever handles theirs. This, we just went, like I said, the Secretary of State handles this for us.
But what I'm saying is there's going to be a Frontier presence in the building.
No. They only put in the line, AT&T line. AT&T does not do the final mile. They farm it out to Frontier to put that line in. It's still an AT&T line. Frontier just puts it in.
Well, there has to be collaboration between Frontier and AT&T at some point.
Right. They are contracting Frontier to put their line in, the AT&T line in.
They're just doing the work.
They're just doing the work. It's not their line. It's the AT&T's line.
We can still get that process to work for the PSAP though. If it works for you, it should work.
Well, that, again, this is, you guys would have to go through whoever your representative is for,
Right, I get that
Yeah.
point. But if it can work for you, it can
Yes.
work for the PSAP.
yes, just make sure you give them the right address up front,
Yeah.
because otherwise you have to start over. We did find that out.
All right, so you guys are gonna get your own Spectrum line put in. The state's gonna do your AT&T line.
Mhm.
And that solves all your internet security issues, correct?
Yes,
Is there anything else we can do for you?
not at this time.
Anybody else have any questions for the Board of Elections?
Just coordinate it through maintenance, which way they're gonna route before they do it and.
Right, yeah, we'll be talking to them and getting it set up. And like I said, we're gonna suggest strongly they go through that hole that's already there.
And then I take it this alleviates the grave concern.
Yes, it does. Then we have direct contact, direct control.
And that control is just limited to your server
Office,
then.
yes. Yeah, it's our office. It is better in the long run if our office is separate from everyone. Just because it looks better. And some, because everybody's always worried about interference and it just would be cleaner.
So there could be potentially times where your internet is down, but the rest of the building is not.
It's a possibility.
Yes.
Yes, it is. But then we're able, because we'll have our own line, we'll be able to directly contact Spectrum and have it repaired or whatever needs to be done.
Anything else?
No, it's all sounds good to me.
Well, thank you and good luck with your upcoming election.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, if there's nothing else, we're going to move on to Celeste DeHoff, who's here for Compass Community Engagement Coordinator. She is a Compass Community Engagement Coordinator. She's here for a sexual assault proclamation. You have the floor. You can remain seated if you want to.
All right, cool. So I work for Compass. I'm their community engagement coordinator. Compass provides free services to individuals who have been survivors of sexual assault or human trafficking. So April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. It's a time to honor 25 years of progress and recommit to creating safer communities for all. This year's theme is 25 years strong, looking back, moving forward. Celebrates the resilience of survivors in the communities that have worked for change. For 25 years, SAM has supported survivors, raised awareness, and inspired action to prevent sexual assault, abuse, and harassment. As we reflect on how far we have come, we also recognize the work that lies ahead. Prevention starts with all of us. It is in how we support one another, practice consent, and create safe spaces rooted in care and respect. When we act with intention, we move closer to a future free from violence. We honor the survivors who have shared their stories and the advocates who have led the way. Their courage reminds us that prevention is possible and that each of us has a role to play. As we look to the next 25 years, we renew our commitment to building a future free from sexual violence. Together, we can continue to strengthen prevention, support healing, and create communities where everyone feels safe and valued. Statistics show that most women and men across all sexual identities who experienced contact sexual violence reported that the person who harmed them was someone that they knew. Over 53% of women and over 29% of men reported experiencing contact sexual violence. 1 in 5 male victims reported only male perpetrators, 1 in 2 had only female perpetrators, and about 1 in 6 had both male and female perpetrators. More than 1 in 4 non-Hispanic Black women in the United States were raped in their lifetime. 1 in 3 Hispanic women reported unwanted sexual contact in their lifetime. More than 4 in 5 American Indian and Alaskan Native women have experienced violence in their lifetime. 32.9% of adults with intellectual disabilities have experienced sexual violence. 47% of all transgender people have been sexually assaulted at some point in their lives. 25 years strong, every voice matters, every action counts. By standing in solidarity, we can build a future free from sexual violence and create a world where everyone is safe, valued, and respected.
Thank you. Before us, we have the proclamation in which Celeste read. As for a motion to approve the proclamation marking April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Any discussion, gentlemen? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. The proclamation has been adopted.
Very much.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Is it okay if I take a picture of you guys for the newsletter?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good. We always have to get consent first, you know. Hang on, it'll just take me a minute.
Sign it.
It's just getting ideas.
Thank you.
You want to go stand with them and I'll get a picture of all of you? Share on our.
It'd be wonderful.
Okay. I'll cut you out.
Lens is broke.
That's not good.
It's like your camera's not right.
It's not.
All right, real quick here.
Thank you.
Stop down, I can give you some safe at home pamphlets.
Oh, yeah. I'll just go. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll see you again soon.
Eva, is Pamela online here with us?
She is. I'm going to go ahead and promote her to a panelist. All right, it looks like Pam is on. Pam, can you hear us?
I can. Yep.
Good morning.
Good morning, Pam.
Morning.
This is Pamela Ewing with RCAP, Senior Rural Development Specialist. She is the consultant that's helping us with the Stony Lake, Low Ash Lake sewer project, as well as Lake Mohawk sewer project. I have her on board today to discuss the need for a design loan.
Yep. Design
For the
loan.
Stony Lake, Low Ash Lake sanitary sewer system. There's two different options, and I just wanted her to, as the expert, to be able to come on and explain the two different options to you gentlemen. Go ahead, Pam, you have the floor.
Okay. Thank you. So I had sent over well, first off, you had entered into an engineering agreement with the Thrasher Group. And so that is the engineering group that's going to be providing design for the Stony Lake and Low Ash sewer system. And so having said that, it requires you have a method to cover the cost of that design. And it looks like it's around $735,000 for the design. And that'll take you through the bidding stage. So there are two options to seek funds to cover those costs. And one is through the Ohio Water Development Authority, which is the authorizing resolutions that I sent over to your office. This will allow you to secure a 5-year loan that allows you to disperse those funds on a monthly basis to cover the cost of design. And the unpaid balance of that loan then rolls into the final construction financing. So you have 5 years there to get your design complete and construction underway. The other option is the EPA has a program that's called the Water Pollution Control Loan Fund, or WPCLF. They also have the ability to provide design loans, and it works in the same way as OWDA. It's a 5-year loan. You make your disbursements to cover the design invoices, and then that loan balance rolls into the construction financing. So it's just a temporary way for you to cover those costs without dipping into your sewer fund. The advantage on your particular case in pursuing the OWDA is that it allows you to have land purchase. The EPA loan does not. So that's kind of why I sent over the resolution for OWDA. You will eventually have loan purchase as part of this project, either for the treatment plant site, or I believe there's going to be a couple of lift stations as well. So that is kind of the synopsis there. You have any questions on that?
We don't own any land down there, so we have to purchase land, put the plan on. That's why we're kind of suggesting the OWDA loan. Regardless, both of them are able to roll into the construction loan as soon as the design's done and construction starts.
Correct.
You gentlemen have any questions?
What is the difference in the terms?
There is a difference in the terms. So OWDA does a little bit different way on amortizing. So they have, I looked it up this morning, I think it's a 4.46% interest rate on their design loan. But what they do, they don't amortize it over 4 or 5 years. They actually take that loan amount and divide it by 40. They kind of give a break to small communities. So they divide that by 40. So if you were, in this instance, to borrow $735,000, your annual payment on that loan would be $36,750. That would begin 1 year after the loan is made. Now, on the EPA side, for the WPCLF loan, they amortize that over 5 years at 0%. So your annual payment on that loan would be $147,000 annually. and it would begin 1 year after design is complete. So in the case of the EPA loan, the payments would not start until design is complete, which you're probably looking at 2028. OWDA, your payments would begin in 2027, or 1 year from the date the loan was made. So there are differences there. But when we submit the application, we have to show that you have the ability to repay that loan. So you have to look at the difference. I haven't looked at your financials yet on the sewer, so I don't know what condition that is and whether it could handle $147,000 annual payment. Now, your goal is to have design complete and rolling into construction so that you're not having that payment. But in the case of new sewers, I'm sure you're familiar with this, it takes a while to get construction financing in place. And we're going to try to be pursuing as many grant sources as we can to make this affordable for the residents. So will we have total financing in place before that first EPA payment would kick in? I cannot guarantee that because of the length of time it takes to get that funding secured. So it's kind of just your preference on how you want to go, but keep in mind, the EPA loan doesn't have the ability to purchase land. So if your sewer fund has the ability to do that on its own, that's not a problem. But if you need that financial assistance for the land purchase, OWDA is probably the most advantageous for you right now.
Do you know how much land you're talking about purchasing?
I don't. I'm not involved in that. That would be your design engineers as you're going through the design and determining where the plant needs to be, where they have a discharge that they can use, and the availability of land in that area. So that's kind of going to be something that the engineers in the county will be working through.
The initial thought is it needs to be on the VOAT or on the Stony Lake. That would be less, almost more gravity feed.
Do you know, Chris, if there's any land on Stony Lake that could be used?
Stony Lake has quite a bit of land around it that would be available if they're willing to sell it. The association.
So I guess if they're willing to sell it and it's a less of a payment back if they got treated good on it.
I mean, the land purchase is going to come, later in the process. So usually what's going to happen is, since we don't know what your land purchase cost is right now, you don't have a purchase agreement or anything like that. You're just going to be securing the monies to cover your design. And then when the land purchase starts kicking in, we would have to go back for a supplemental loan to cover that design or that land purchase. But again, the EPA loan doesn't allow the land purchase. OWDA does. So that's kind of where you're at.
We're also getting ready to start a study on the sewer rates, correct?
Yes. We've given Matt Klein, one of my coworkers who lives down in the Lisbon area. He's going to be working on a rate study, and that's going to take a look at your past expenses on the revenues and expenses on the sewer fund, and then projecting forward with all your capital improvements, including the Stony Lake and Voash sewer, and projecting what your rates need to be. So it kind of gives you like a management tool as to what you need to be doing with your user rates in order to cover all of your expenses on the sewers. That process does take a few months. Matt was going to be able to start that around the 1st of April. So he'll be reaching out to gather the information to begin his study, but it does take a few months and a little bit of interaction, probably with Roy, to gather information for that.
Any other questions? We have a resolution here that she's prepared for the OWDA. It's kind of what I asked her to, since I knew we needed to purchase land, but wanted her to come and explain the differences between the two. We can make an informed decision.
There's a big difference in terms. Actually, a huge difference. Um, I
Yeah.
suppose I would approve the one, I would support the one that gives us the most breathing room, allows the purchase of ground.
Your WDA.
Correct. That's my thoughts.
Commissioner Leggett?
Um, that would be my thoughts also. Just, it'd be really nice to know if, purchase of the land was gonna be through Stony Lake. There's a big difference in cost there, but if,
I mean, it doesn't have to be right at the lake. It can be anywhere around that area.
yeah, if they're willing to purchase the land, that would be my pick.
It's probable that land outside of the lake could be had for a more reasonable rate.
So if we want to move forward to OWDA, then I'll ask for a motion to adopt resolution 2026-13 to authorize the board president to apply for, accept, and enter into a cooperative agreement for design of the Stony Lake Boash sanitary sewer system between Carroll County and the Ohio Development Authority in declaring an emergency.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Leggett,
Yes.
Commissioner Workner,
Yeah.
Commissioner Madransky.
Yes. Resolution 2026-13 has been adopted. Pam, do you have anything else you want to input?
No, just thank you guys. This will be a long process. So we're here to help you guide through that. As soon as we get the design loan in place, then the Thrasher Group will be able to then start their work on design for you.
Well, thank you very much for coming on
Oh, you're
online.
welcome.
Commissioner Leggett, you have anything?
I think I have, checked with maintenance this morning. We have not had any information of any weather activity that's caused any damage for us, so that was a big hit. A little bit of water issue over at the health department behind the garage, but other than that, so far none of our buildings have been weather abused, so all I have for the board today.
Commissioner Workner, do you have anything?
Tonight have Airport Authority Board at 6 o'clock. We were going to hold it out at the Annex building, but have decided maybe we were better off to hold it at the current Emergency Operations Center, and then we'll make sure we're ready next month.
One last party at the old facility. Huh?
One last party at the old facility. You'll be on deck for that this evening. Would it be you or?
Director Cottis will be.
Okay. Well, we'll see Tom there. That's all I have.
All right. Well, does the media have any questions?
Yeah, no.
Okay, I'm gonna check. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Is that in the form?
I'll make a motion to
All
adjourn.
right, then I'll second it.